everyone, and thank you so much for hosting us at your conference and in your community. We are very excited to share with you how we adopted our fourth child named Guyana. My name is Crystal Cupper.
My name is Nick.
And we have been married for 15 years. We currently live in New Jersey, United States. But we were living in Europe when we had 3 children who were all quite young at the time. And I had been volunteering for an organization that advocated for special needs international adoption for children from other nations who have a variety of disabilities. And one day I came across Guyana's profile, and it was this incredibly cute little girl from Armenia, and she had spina bifida, where you are born with a hole in your spine. She is completely paralyzed in one leg, as well as having several other health issues. But as soon as I saw her photo, I felt a very strong connection to her, and I instantly felt like she was supposed to be our daughter. But I had just made a vow to God a few months earlier that I was not going to bring up adoption to my husband for a full year, and I was only 3 months into that vow. So we were talking about our goals for the year, and Nick was asking me about who I was raising money for, because I would usually help out with raising funds for people's adoption. And I shared with him, there's this little girl, and here's her picture, and here's what she has. And then what did you say?
So I saw Guyana, and after getting a chance to look at some of the videos of her and her pictures and learn her story a little bit, I just felt like she was supposed to be our daughter. So I looked at Crystal and I said, if we could adopt her, would you want to? And she said something to the effect of course, what are you, stupid? Why would I not want to?
I did not call him stupid.
That was mostly what she said.
So we were living in Europe. We had no family close by. We knew nothing about spina bifida. We had never met anyone with spina bifida. We did not know about wheelchairs and all sorts of things. We also are not rich. We don't have a lot of extra money. And we knew that the adoption could be expensive, but we also felt like God would take care of all of those details. And so we committed to adopting her, even though according to the world, we probably should not have adopted. There were some people who thought we were crazy. They said, you don't have a lot of money. We had none of our parents. Our parents were all back in America. We had no family help. I was actually in graduate school.
Yeah.
Nick was gone a lot for work, is still gone a lot for work. And our children were all small. They were all really little when we started. So we should have said no, but we felt like where man said no, God said yes. And so 13 and a half months later, we brought Guyana home to our temporary home in the United Kingdom. And that was over 3 years ago.
Yeah.
That was in 2016. And what has it been like for our family since we brought Guyana home?
It's been different, as far as it's not necessarily like having your own biological child right out of the gate, but it's been awesome. In a lot of ways, she's actually our easiest child. She doesn't have the same temper perhaps that some of our other kids might have. She's much more obedient oftentimes.
She's always happy.
She's almost always happy.
She's very happy.
And it's been really great for the other kids because they've really taken to her. They just see her as their sister. They don't see her as their adopted sister.
Or as their broken sister.
Right, yeah, they don't see that. I mean, they know her limitations. She does have physical limitations, but they, include her in everything, and they find a way to play. And I think it really helps them grow and develop, and it, you know, makes her feel better, to feel, you know, like she's part of the team, because she is. And I think it really sets a good example for other families, to show that just because she's disabled doesn't mean that she's less than.
Right. And we have had people ask us, couldn't you have done other things? Couldn't you have just donated money to church? Couldn't you have just volunteered? Couldn't you have done something that was easier? And we could have, and that's a good thing, but we also read our Bibles, and our Bibles say without a doubt that pure religion is this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and that we are all called to care for the orphan. And that looks different. Not everybody is called to adopt, to bring a child into their home, but so many people are. So many Christians are called to adopt, but they're afraid. What will other people say? Because sometimes people stare at our family, don't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes people say sort of rude things to our family about how many children we have, or, you know, why did we know that Guyana had, they say, did you know that she had disabilities when you
Sure did.
adopted her? Yes, we knew. But we know that God has been with us every step of the way, and we love telling other people about adopting a child with special needs, because even though an orphanage can be an okay place, Guyana was at a good orphanage. Children do not belong in orphanages. Children belong
with families.
With families. Children belong in families. It doesn't matter if they get food at the orphanage, if the people are nice, even if they get to go to school, which Guyana did not.
Nope.
In Armenia. None of those things matter. God designed children to be in families. You do not have to be rich. You do not have to be the smartest person. You don't even have to be a doctor, have all the medical knowledge.
Nope.
You can learn. We have learned a lot.
Even our kids have learned.
Yes, they have. And we've made a lot of mistakes, haven't we? We have not done things perfectly.
No.
We still are learning about spina bifida. She is also hard of hearing. She has hearing aids. She is in a wheelchair. She has glasses. She doesn't grow like other children grow. Her spine is very twisted. Many things like that, and we're still learning. But if we had to go back in time and choose all over again to adopt her or to not adopt her, we have gotten so much joy and learning and empathy and understanding of who God is as a father, that God rescued us, you and me, from our orphanage, and he brought us into his family. And why would we not want to do that when we have the chance? We had the love in our hearts, and that's really all he asks us to do. So we want to encourage anyone who's listening that you can bring a child into your home. You don't have to be even the youngest, the most energetic. You don't have to be perfect. We are not perfect.
No.
But a child needs love. A child needs structure. A child needs an adult to care. And that is something that so many Christians can offer. So if we could encourage anybody to bring a child into their home, we would want to do that. And get trained. Get all the education you can. Always be learning. God expects us to use our minds, our brains too. And sometimes you need more than just love. Sometimes you need a doctor. Sometimes you need training. And that's okay. But we don't want anyone to think, I am too afraid. I can't do it. How many times have we had someone come up to us and say, I would love to adopt, but...
Oh yeah, but a million things. And that's the issue, is there's always a reason not to do something. And so you just have to do it.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a reason to not finish a degree. There's always a reason to not try for a new job. There's always a reason not to adopt. The thing is, there's a million reasons to adopt.
There are. And one quote that we love, I'm paraphrasing, is, "You may not feel ready to adopt, but no child is ready to be an orphan."
Right.
So we again would like to thank you for listening to our story. We encourage you to reach out to your local resources to inquire about adopting or fostering a child, about being a mom and a dad to a child in need. We encourage you to beseech the Father for his help, because he always gives it. Thank you so much. We love you all.